this two process. Sorry, where is that? Yeah, this two. So key in, key out, value out. So the key out, value out is the output for the mapper. This will be picked up by sort and shuffle. Okay, and sort and shuffle creates exactly the same key in and the key out and the value out kind of a pairing, and that exactly is what being picked up by our reducer process, which is nothing but, see, this is my key in and value in. Okay, and this also emits key out and value out, which is nothing but I'm going to write my end output. This is what key out and value out for me. Okay, so is that process clear? I mean, just want to make sure I'm not repeating stuff or just wasting time, something which you already know. That key out, key in, key out, value out process is clear with everyone? Or someone needs more clarity on that? No issues, even one of you guys need it. We have to. It's okay. So let's do one thing. Let's finish off that part of it, that program part, how exactly we need to execute and what are the components. And then in case we are not clear with it, we can come back and revisit again. All right. So at the end of it, we need to make sure we know what exactly is the process. Okay. So what exactly is happening? Now I have my file, which is, let's open it for the time being. Okay. Let's do this for the time being. Okay. This is my input file. Minimize it. Okay. And where is my program now? This is my program. Okay. So, and this is my input file. So what is happening? Going to happen? This is my text input format. What I'm going to play over here with is the text input format. I have multiple input format. I can have binary input format. I can have DB input format. But the most commonly used stuff is the text input format. So which is used for processing the text data. Okay. So this is my text input format, what I'm going to play around with now. Okay. So here, what is happening? Each line over here is treated as one single row is treated as one single line for me. Okay, by the text input format. Okay, so this, whenever I write a logic in a mapper, I just need to consider this one single line. How exactly this one single line, and the framework, the Hadoop framework itself is going to do exactly the similar kind of a pattern for the remaining lines. Okay, so when I'm going to write a program, just consider one single line, how I need to treat this one single line. So basically what I need to do, so if I take this data in, let me open a new window. So if this is my data, so what should be my intention? Read the first line. So that's what exactly I need to tell the program. Read the first line, okay? And then separate this using whenever you see a tab, make sure you are, so the moment I see a tab, I'm just going to put an enter. Okay, here also, the moment I see a tab, I just need to put an enter. The moment I see a tab, enter madla. What I'm trying to say is, the moment I see a tab, just make it as a separate array. That's what I'm asking my mapper program to do. Make it separate array of it. So basically I got an array which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 lines. And then what I'm going to tell, I need to tell based on my program, keep assigning 1 to it. Keep assigning 1 to it. Okay. So wherever you created a string of array, just assign value 1 to every of those data that you created, right? That's exactly the instruction which I'm going to give him. Okay, just assign 1 to it. Okay, this is all what my mapper does. So what did we say? Let's go back, replay the situation all. Okay, Control Z, right? Control Z. Okay. Oh, it wiped away the entire stuff. So how exactly we had the data? So we had the data entire over here. And then one by one, we cut it short into one by one, different words based on the tab, whenever it sees a tab. Okay. And then we kept on assigning 1 to it. Now let's look at the logic. Okay. So what I did, this is my key in. Okay. Now one more thing what we need to understand, this is my key in. Okay. This entire data is key in. But when I need to write logic, I just need to consider only my first line. I'm going to write logic only for this first line. The remaining lines, Hadoop framework is going to automatically do exactly the same thing what you did for your first line. That's taken care by the program itself. So see that easy it is. Okay. So what it did, picked up the first line, the entire line, And that is going to go inside where? It's going to go inside my text. Okay. And when I say key in and value in, text input format typically behaves in this way. Now I'm taking the entire data and putting it over here. Okay. Control A, Control B. Okay. So how exactly text input format behaves is 0001. Okay. And then do a additional spacing. I'm doing an additional spacing over here. 0020. This is nothing but byte address for me, which is there every beginning of this lines. There is actually a default byte address available, right? That's how exactly it recognizes where exactly my data is present. So 0060. Okay. This may not be the actual value. I'm just trying to simulate what is it. It might be like some 0000. So, I mean, too many zeros and then some 1, and after that too many 8 or 9 zeros and then 10. So just for our ease of understanding, I'm just going to make it as this value. Okay, 0080. Let's pick it up only till that. Let's remove the remaining stuff. So this is how exactly my data will be picked up by the mapper. Okay, so mapper, this is nothing but a long writable, and that long writable is going to take this byte address. Okay, this is my key now. And my value is going to pick up the entire row as a value over here. And that is nothing but my text now. Okay, and this too is the input. And now it's going to do the processing. How exactly it's going to do the processing is what you're going to see. Okay, so this long writable directly came in where? In my map function. So I do have a mapper class and I do have a map function. So it's going to take this long writable, okay, and this text as an input. And then I don't have anything to do with this byte address over here, right? I mean, this is no way going to come in picture. I am only interested in this guy, right? So this guy, I need to take him and then split him based on the tab whenever a tab appears. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So that, see over here. So in the map functions, long writable key, text value, context. This is nothing but a buffer for me. Okay, just a buffer. Once I'm doing all this processing from this key and value, what I'm going to do is whatever is the processing result, I'm just going to write it over here. So you can think it as just a bucket. Okay, the moment I'm done with my processing, I'm just going to put my stuff into this bucket. Okay, that's all the context is. So let's pick up the value. So I'm really interested only in this value part because I don't need those byte address as key. Okay, what I'm trying to say, I don't need this guy. Okay, so now I have only this stuff. Now what's the logic I'm going to write? This is value. Convert the value.string. The first step, what I do is convert that particular value to string and then store it into a variable known as line. Okay, so in case if you're not a core Java guy, you can just think of the scenario. So I do have a variable, that's a line, and I'm just going to convert value dots. This is a value dot to string I converted, and then I have stored it into line. Okay, and then next what I need to do, the entire line I need to split based on a tab. Okay, so there is a built-in functions available in Java who does all this functionality. So basically an object-oriented programming, what it does, every of those kind of built-in classes I do have, which does so many functionalities for me, right? So what is that? Now the tool that is going to help me out in doing all those things is known as a tokenizer. Okay, so this is exactly how I'm going to define my tokenizer. And what tokenizer help me doing it? The moment he sees a tab, okay, he's going to split it up into different arrays and then store it into tokenizer. Okay. So visually, how exactly it's going to work? Let's see how exactly it's going to work visually. This is what I'm going to remove. Okay. So what I said, I just need to play around with only one single line of data. The remaining Hadoop framework itself will take care. So remaining all this automatically take care by the system. And this also, I'm not bothered about this my byte address now because nowhere I'm mentioning key, right? Only key is coming in over here, but I'm not going to use him at all. Only value is what I'm going to use. Okay. So first I converted it to string. So that's done. So I have converted this to string. Okay. After converting into string, tokenizer comes into play. What I'm mentioning, string tokenizer. Okay. The string tokenizer is the keyword. This is a string tokenizer. So that string tokenizer is going to help me strip from wherever I see the tab. I'm just going to cut and then put it into an array, which is nothing but a tokenizer for me. Okay. So tokenizer is nothing but an array format for me. So now whenever it sees a tab, cut, cut, cut. This is what exactly it's doing. And this is what it did. This is what we saw. Okay, so that's what this is now. All this data is sitting inside my tokenizer. This guy is holding the entire data which we are seeing over here now. Okay, now, so this is what is this? This is actually an array now. Okay, and very simple logic now. While tokenizer dot has more tokens, so basically, what it's going to see, if it's got more tokens than this, just word dot set, because I have defined a word and this particular two variables I have defined. Okay, just forget about it right now. Just think like they have defined a word, a variable known as word. So what I'm going to do, word dot set tokenizer next token. Okay, so this is a keyword that is being used to do what? Setting. So this particular in this particular tokenizer, I'm going to set this first token, this particular creating. Okay, so this is what I did, and after that, what I'm going to say, context.write. Okay, which is nothing but, where is my context? So this one. So I'm just going to write my context. So what we said, next process, what we need to do? Oh my god. Next process, what we need to do is take this tokenizer, write it to a buffer. Buffer is nothing but context.us, right? Context for us. Write this particular value what we got and write one more one to it, right? Just write a one. That's exactly what we're doing. So context.write, words is what is there in this particular tokenizer, and then write a one. One is nothing but, now see the one over here. This one is nothing but I have assigned int variable one over here. This is a statement that I write for writing the one. Yeah.
That one is a key value which you have assigned for each particular word.
No, the one actually what you need to see is now. Let me simplify this right now. In your previous word, in your Java, not in Java, in terms of C programming and all those things, what you see, I have defined a variable one, which is equal to one. This is exactly what it is. Okay, one is storing a value of one over here, and now what I'm trying to say, context.write one equal to, this is as good as stating over here as one. One over here now. This is exactly what I'm trying to do. Word, comma, one. So one, this one variable holds value one over here. This one. Okay. This is, I'm simplifying that is as good as this one. One equal to one, stored one over here. And then I'm writing context.write word, which is my tokenizer word, which I picked up. This one. Okay. And one. Now what is going to happen? This is in a loop, right? I've written this in a loop, right? So this keeps repeating till it reaches the end of file. Okay, till it reaches Hadoop, it keeps on repeating, and it's going to write this one, and I need to change this to one, correct? One. That's exactly what's going to happen. And here I don't need this stuff because I've already, that's what I was trying to tell you guys. All right. So yeah, so is this mapper process clear? Let me come back. Is there any questions from anyone? Okay. Ramalingam. I see a question mark from you. Yeah, please shoot your question. Ramalingam, you have any questions or?
Shaji, when it comes to that 4 variables, we are separating it and we are repeating the same process for all the individual lines, right?
That's correct. That's correct. So basically, I need not do that. So you saw that I have split everything this, right? So I need to do only for my first line. Okay, remaining lines, Hadoop is going to take care by itself. I need not write a loop, doing a loop for all these lines.
Okay, and this is basic for all the data loading programs or only for our particular program?
No, this is the standard being governed by the entire programs that is existing in the current world. You can utilize this particular logic.
Okay.
But
Okay,
one
thanks,
key
Ajay.
thing, yeah. But one thing, what you need to understand over here is there should not be any relation between this line and this line. If that is the case, then you will not be able to apply this logic. So then you may have to change slightly your logic. Your delimiter needs to be changed to something else, and then you have to play around with it. So right now, in a MapReduce, the mapper part, one key concept that you need to believe is there is no relation between this line and this particular line. Okay, and that is the only possibility of you coming up with this thing.